Madeline stood frozen at the edge of the cemetery path, rain dripping from her umbrella like tears she refused to shed. The gravestone before her read, Sarah Ellis, beloved wife 1985 to 2023. And in that moment, the weight of 2 years without her crashed down harder than ever. But what stopped her breath wasn't the familiar ache. It was the woman kneeling there. A stranger with soaked hair clinging to her face, cradling a squirming infant against her chest as sobs racked her body. Who the hell was she? Madeline's mind raced, her polished heels sinking into the mud as she stepped closer. The woman looked up, eyes red and swollen, and something in her gaze, a flicker of recognition, sent a chill through Madeline that had nothing to do with the storm. "I'm sorry," the woman whispered, wiping her face with a trembling hand while bouncing the baby gently. "I didn't mean to intrude. I had to come today." Madeline's throat tightened. Today was the anniversary of Sarah's death, a private ritual she'd guarded fiercely. No one else ever came. Her family had disowned her after the wedding, calling it a sin against God and nature. Sarah's parents had tolerated them at best, but they'd faded away after the funeral. So who was this woman, and why did she hold that child like a lifeline to the past? "Who are you?" Madeline demanded, her voice sharper than intended, the CO in her surfacing amid the grief. The woman stood slowly, adjusting the baby's blanket. "My name is Athena. Athena Reyes. And this is Lily." She hesitated, glancing at the grave as if seeking permission. "Sarah. She was important to me. More than you might know." "Important?" The word twisted like a knife. Madeline had built her empire on knowing everything: tech startups, boardroom battles, millions amassed through sheer will after her conservative upbringing tried to crush her spirit. But Sarah's secrets? She'd always assumed their marriage was an open book, a rare sanctuary in a world that still whispered slurs behind her back. "What do you mean, important?" Madeline pressed, stepping under the umbrella's shelter without invitation. Athena's eyes darted away, focusing on Lily's tiny fingers grasping her shirt. Inside, Athena battled the storm of her own making. She'd promised herself she'd never come here, never risk exposing the truth that could destroy lives. But today, the guilt had overwhelmed her. Sarah's voice echoing in her dreams, urging her to make things right. Or was that just her conscience fabricating excuses? "We were friends," Athena said finally, the lie tasting bitter. "Close friends. She helped me through a tough time." Madeline studied her, noting the worn coat, the dark circles under her eyes that spoke of sleepless nights. Athena couldn't be more than 25, a decade younger than Madeline's 36. The baby Lily gurgled softly, oblivious to the tension. Something didn't add up. Sarah had never mentioned an Athena. No late-night calls, no shared stories. Or had Madeline been too buried in work to notice? The doubt gnawed at her, a familiar enemy since the accident that stole Sarah away. A car crash on a slick road, gone in an instant. "Tell me more," Madeline said, her tone softening against her will. There was a vulnerability in Athena's posture that mirrored her own hidden fractures. Why today? Why her grave? Athena swallowed hard. The truth hovered on her lips. Sarah hadn't just been a friend. Their affair had been brief, intense, born from Athena's loneliness after her own coming out shattered her family. Sarah had confessed her doubts about her marriage, the pressure of being the perfect wife to a powerhouse like Madeline. But then the guilt hit and Sarah ended it. Months later, Athena discovered she was pregnant, from a sperm donor, a decision made in defiance of her Catholic roots. Sarah had known, had even offered support in secret. And now? Athena was alone, scraping by as a barista, her parents' rejection a constant wound. Coming here was her way of apologizing to the ghost she'd helped betray. But she couldn't say that. "Not yet. It's her anniversary," Athena murmured. "I miss her. That's all." Madeline felt a pull, an inexplicable urge to comfort this stranger. Her own isolation had deepened since Sarah's death. Friends drifted, family long gone. The boardroom applauded her success, but at night, the empty mansion echoed with regrets. Had she been too ambitious, too distant? "Come on," she said impulsively, gesturing to her car. "You're both soaked. Let me drive you home." Athena hesitated, her mind screaming warnings. This was Madeline Ellis, the woman Sarah had chosen over her. Accepting help felt like another betrayal. But Lily's whimpers decided for her. The child needed warmth. Okay, she whispered, following Madeline into the rain. As they drove through the city, silence stretched, broken only by the wiper's rhythm. Madeline glanced at Athena in the rearview, wondering why this encounter felt like fate's cruel joke. Little did she know, it was just the beginning of unraveling everything she thought she knew. At Athena's rundown apartment building in a forgotten corner of Chicago, Madeline parked, the contrast to her penthouse stark. "Thank you," Athena said, unbuckling Lily. But as she opened the door, a photo slipped from her bag. A faded snapshot of Sarah laughing, arms around a younger Athena. Madeline's eyes caught it, and time stopped. "Where did you get that?" she asked, voice low and dangerous. Athena froze, heart pounding. The lie crumbled. We were more than friends." The words hung in the air. A confession that shattered the fragile peace. Madeline's world tilted, betrayal igniting like wildfire. How could Sarah? How could this woman? But beneath the anger, a spark of something else flickered. Curiosity, perhaps, or the first stir of an unwanted connection. As Athena fled into the building, Madeline sat there, rain pounding the roof, questioning every moment of her marriage. Was love ever truly faithful, or just a series of hidden compromises? Madeline gripped the steering wheel until her knuckles whitened. The photo's image burned into her mind. Sarah's smile in that picture, genuine carefree, was one she hadn't seen in years. Their last months together had been strained, filled with arguments over Madeline's endless work hours and Sarah's quiet withdrawals. Now it made sense. Or did it? Driving back to her lakeside estate, Madeline's thoughts spiraled. Who was Athena really? A fling? A threat? The baby? Could it be connected? No, that was impossible. Sarah had always wanted kids, but Madeline's career had delayed those talks. Or so she'd believed. That night, sleep evaded her. Pacing the expansive living room, floor-to-ceiling windows reflecting the city lights, Madeline pored over old emails and texts on her laptop. Nothing about Athena. But doubt festered. Her family had warned her. Marrying a woman would bring only pain, they'd said, cutting her off when she came out at 22. It's unnatural, her father had spat. Now those words echoed, mocking her. Had she been naive to think she and Sarah could defy the world? The next morning, fueled by restless energy, Madeline did what she did best. Investigate. A quick search through her company's resources, discreet of course, revealed Athena Reyes, 26, single mother, part-time student in social work. No criminal record, but a history of family estrangement. Similar to her own. The parallels unsettled her. By afternoon, she found herself outside Athena's coffee shop, watching through the window as Athena juggled orders with Lily strapped to her chest. Why am I here? Madeline asked herself, heart racing. Closure? Revenge? She stepped inside, the bell jingling like an alarm. Athena looked up, face paling. What are you doing here? She hissed, glancing at coworkers. We need to talk, Madeline replied, her voice steady despite the turmoil inside. Now. Athena's boss granted a break, and they sat in the back alley, Lily napping in her carrier. What do you want to know? Athena sighed, resigned. Inside, she cursed her weakness. Why hadn't she burned that photo? But holding on to Sarah's memory was all she had left after her parents disowned her for being gay. They called me a disgrace, she'd told Sarah once. Now facing Madeline, that shame resurfaced. Everything, Madeline said. How it started. Why it happened. Athena stared at the ground. It began innocently, a support group for LGBTQ women facing family rejection. Sarah was there, sharing stories of her in-laws' coldness. They bonded over shared pain. Coffee turned to confessions, confessions to stolen kisses. She said your marriage was solid, Athena admitted, but she felt invisible. Your work consumed you. Madeline flinched. Invisible? She'd built their life, luxury, security, to protect them from the world's judgments. But had she neglected the emotional core? And the baby? She asked, voice cracking. Athena's eyes filled. Lily's mine. From a donor. Sarah. She encouraged me. Said I'd be a great mom. But after we ended things, she distanced herself. Then the accident. Her voice broke. The guilt was a constant companion. Had their affair stressed Sarah? Caused the crash indirectly? Athena had chosen to stay silent at the funeral, watching Madeline from afar, torn between sympathy and self-preservation. Madeline absorbed the words, anger mixing with sorrow. "You destroyed my life," she whispered. But even as she said it, she saw Athena's exhaustion, the single mom's grind, societal stares at her unconventional family. Wasn't that the same battle she'd fought? "Why tell me now?" "Because you deserve the truth," Athena replied. "And because I see her in you. The strength." The compliment stung. Madeline left abruptly, but the encounter lingered. Days blurred into meetings and mergers. Yet Athena's face haunted her. She confided in no one. Her assistant would worry, her few friends might judge. Instead, she dove deeper, uncovering Sarah's hidden journal in a forgotten box. Entries confirmed the affair. "Athena makes me feel alive, but Madeline is my anchor. How do I choose?" The betrayal cut deep, but so did the insight into Sarah's loneliness. Madeline's ambition had been her armor against a homophobic world, but at what cost? One evening, impulse drove her back to Athena's apartment. "I need to understand," she said when Athena opened the door. Surprise etched on her face. Athena let her in, the small space cluttered with baby toys and textbooks. As they talked over tea, walls cracked. Athena shared her story. Coming out at 18, parents' ultimatum, therapy or the streets. She chose freedom, but poverty followed. Sarah had been a lifeline, then more. "I never meant to hurt you," Athena said. "But love doesn't follow rules." Madeline nodded, her own memories surfacing. Her wedding to Sarah, defiant, beautiful, amid protests from relatives. Now, sitting here, she felt a strange kinship. "Neither does grief," she murmured. As Lily cooed from her crib, their eyes met, a spark igniting amid the ruins. But Madeline pushed it down. This was madness. Betrayal couldn't breed attraction. Or could it? By the time she left, the tension was palpable. Athena watched her go, heart conflicted. Was this pity? Or something real? The choices ahead loomed, each fraught with moral ambiguity. How far would they go to heal, and at whose expense? Weeks passed, but the pull didn't fade. Madeline found excuses to check on Athena. A delivered meal after a long shift, an anonymous donation to her tuition fund. Each act was rationalized as atonement for Sarah's sake, but deep down she knew better. The boardroom felt emptier, her successes hollow. At night, she'd replay their conversations, Athena's vulnerability mirroring her own suppressed emotions. Had she ever truly mourned Sarah? Or just buried the pain in work? Athena, meanwhile, wrestled with acceptance. Madeline's gestures were kind, but laced with power imbalance. As a queer woman of color in a conservative neighborhood, she'd faced enough judgment. Her parents' calls, begging her to repent and give up Lily for adoption, still haunted her. "You're damning that child," her mother had said. Now involving Madeline felt like inviting more chaos. But loneliness crept in, and Lily's smiles weren't enough to fill the void. One Saturday, Athena's phone buzzed. Madeline inviting her to a neutral spot, a quiet cafe. Just to talk, the message read. Athena agreed, curiosity winning over caution. They met, the air thick with unspoken words. "I've been thinking about what you said," Madeline began, stirring her coffee. "About Sarah feeling invisible. I think I was too." Athena listened as Madeline opened up. Her rise from a small-town girl shunned for her sexuality to tech mogul. The pressure to prove herself, to outshine the doubters. "Marriage was my rebellion," Madeline confessed. "But I forgot to nurture it." Inside, she questioned her motives. Was sharing this manipulation? Or genuine connection? Their talks deepened over meetings. Athena shared dreams of advocacy, helping other LGBTQ youth. Madeline offered advice, resources. But tension built, glances lingered, touches accidental yet electric. Athena's mind raced. This was Sarah's widow. Wrong on every level. Yet, Madeline's intensity drew her, a contrast to Sarah's gentleness. The turning point came at a family event neither wanted. Madeline's estranged sister, Claire, reached out after years, inviting her to a reunion. "Bring someone," Claire said, a tentative olive branch. Madeline impulsively asked Athena. As friends, she clarified. Athena hesitated, facing a wealthy, potentially judgmental crowd? But seeing Madeline's hope, she agreed. For Lily's sake, she told herself. A stable influence couldn't hurt. The gathering in suburban Illinois was a minefield. Claire greeted them warmly, but whispers followed. Who's the girl with the baby? Madeline's father, aged but unyielding, cornered her. Still playing house with women? And now this. Charity case. His words dripped disdain, igniting old wounds. Athena overheard, her own rejections flashing back. She defended Madeline instinctively. Love isn't a game, sir. It's real for us. The confrontation escalated. Madeline's father railed against unnatural lifestyles, citing Bible verses. Claire tried mediating, but the damage was done. As they left, Madeline trembled with rage. Thank you, she whispered to Athena in the car. No one's ever stood up for me like that. Athena's heart swelled. In that moment, barriers crumbled. Back at Madeline's home, Athena insisting on dropping her off, they lingered in the driveway. You're not a charity case, Madeline said softly. Their eyes locked, and the kiss happened, tentative, charged with forbidden emotion. Athena pulled back first, guilt flooding her. This is wrong, Sarah. Madeline nodded, but the seed was planted. Days later, the affair began in earnest, stolen moments, careful not to involve Lily. Athena justified it. They were both healing. But doubts gnawed. Was she betraying Sarah's memory? Using Madeline for stability? Madeline, too, battled ethics. This wasn't revenge, it was deeper. But society would see it as scandal. Widow seducing her late wife's lover. Pressure mounted when Claire called, suspicious. Who's Athena really? She probed. Madeline deflected, but the lie weighed heavy. Athena's ex-roommate, sensing changes, warned her. Rich people play games. Don't get hurt. A crisis hit when Lily fell ill, a fever spiking. Athena rushed to the ER, alone and terrified. She called Madeline in panic. Madeline arrived, pulling strings for better care. As they waited, holding hands amid judgmental stares from staff, reality crashed. What are we doing? Athena whispered. This could destroy us. Madeline squeezed her hand. Or save us. But inside she wondered. Was love worth the moral compromise? The doctor's good news relieved them, but the night exposed vulnerabilities. Athena decided space was needed. We have to stop, she said the next day. For Lily. For us. Madeline agreed outwardly, but the ache grew. Separation forced reflection. Had she fallen for Athena, or the idea of redemption? Athena, back to her routine, missed the connection but feared the fallout. Society's chains, family expectations, moral norms tightened. Yet the heart rebelled. How long could they deny what felt right, even if born from wrong? The break lasted mere weeks before cracks appeared. Madeline threw herself into a high-stakes merger, but distractions plagued her. Athena's laugh echoing in empty halls. She debated reaching out, weighing the damage. Her therapist, a neutral voice in the chaos, urged honesty. Grief twists love. Are you honoring Sarah, or escaping? The question haunted her. Madeline had always prided herself on logic, but emotions defied it. Athena, juggling shifts and classes, felt the void keenly. Lily's first words, "Mama," brought joy, but solitude amplified regrets. Her mother's unexpected call stirred more turmoil. Come home. We'll help with the baby if you leave that lifestyle. The offer tempted, financial security versus authenticity. But picturing a life without her truth, without the spark Madeline ignited, felt like surrender. Fate intervened at a charity gala for LGBTQ rights. Madeline hosted, her speech on resilience drawing applause. Spotting Athena in the crowd, invited anonymously by her, she froze. Athena had come for networking, not confrontation. But their eyes met across the room, pulling them together like magnets. We can't keep avoiding this, Madeline said later, in a quiet corner. Athena nodded, defenses low. I miss you. The admission opened floodgates. They talked through the night, dissecting the moral maze. Society says we're wrong, Athena said. Family too. But does that make it so? Madeline thought of her father's scorn, the board's potential backlash if outed. We're already outcasts. Why not choose happiness? The reconciliation was tentative, built on promises of transparency. They dated openly-ish, careful around Lily. But shadows loomed. Claire discovered the truth through a mutual friend, confronting Madeline. Her? Sarah's affair partner? Have you lost your mind? The accusation stung, echoing Madeline's inner doubts. Was this poetic justice or self-sabotage? Athena faced her own storm when her parents visited unannounced. Seeing Lily, they softened briefly, but spotting a photo of Madeline shattered the truce. Another woman? You're poisoning that child, her father thundered. Athena stood firm. Love isn't poison. Hate is. They left, disowning her again. The rejection crushed her, but Madeline's support bolstered resolve. We're in this together, Madeline assured. Yet, unity frayed under pressure. A tabloid whisper, leaked perhaps by a rival, hinted at Madeline's scandalous romance. Stocks dipped, investors murmured. Madeline's board demanded discretion. Your personal life affects us all. She downplayed it, but resentment built. Why must she hide again? Athena, sensing strain, questioned. Is this worth your empire? The climax erupted during a heated argument. You're ashamed of us, Athena accused, tears flowing. Just like Sarah was of me. Madeline recoiled. No, I'm protecting us. But the words rang false. Inside she admitted the truth. Fear ruled her. Fear of loss, judgment, failure. The fight ended in silence, both retreating to lick wounds. Days later, Athena made a choice. She applied for a scholarship out of state, seeking independence. I can't be your secret, she told Madeline. The news devastated. Madeline pleaded. Don't go. We'll fight together. But Athena wavered, torn between love and self-respect. In a desperate bid, Madeline came out fully, announcing her relationship in an interview. Love is love, she declared, risking it all. The backlash was swift. Protests, lost deals, family silence. But support poured in too, from allies, fans. Athena watched, heart swelling. Was this the turning point? She returned, embracing Madeline. You chose us. Their bond strengthened, but scars remained. Lily grew amid their evolving family, a symbol of hope. Yet, questions lingered. Had they righted wrongs or created new ones? Society evolved slowly, but their story challenged norms. As months passed, harmony prevailed, though not without cost. Madeline's business recovered, leaner but authentic. Athena graduated, starting a nonprofit. Together, they navigated prejudices, their love a defiant beacon. But in quiet moments, doubts whispered. Was happiness built on betrayal ever pure? Stability proved fragile. A year into their relationship, old ghosts resurfaced. Sarah's parents, long silent, sued for visitation rights to Lily, claiming Sarah's involvement made her a surrogate grandmother. The lie? They'd discovered the affair through a private investigator, twisting facts for leverage. That child needs proper influences, they argued in court papers. Madeline raged internally. Proper? Like their conditional love that drove Sarah to secrecy? She hired top lawyers, but the battle exposed vulnerabilities. Media frenzy dubbed it the Widow's War. Painting Madeline as vengeful, Athena as opportunistic. Protests outside their home chanted slurs, echoing childhood traumas. How did we get here? Madeline wondered, holding Athena through sleepless nights. Athena's resolve cracked under scrutiny. Maybe they're right. Lily deserves family. But her parents' rejection replayed. No, blood didn't guarantee love. She testified bravely. Sarah supported me because she knew what exclusion felt like. Don't use her memory for hate. The judge ruled in their favor, but victory tasted bitter. Relationships severed forever. The ordeal deepened their bond, yet planted seeds of paranoia. Madeline second-guessed alliances. Athena withdrew emotionally. What if we hurt Lily? Athena confided. Society's not ready. Madeline reassured, but her own fears mounted. Was she selfish, dragging them into her spotlight? A pivotal moment came at Pride Parade. They marched together, Lily in a rainbow onesie. Tears drowned jeers affirming their path. But backstage, an activist confronted. Your story glamorizes infidelity. It's harmful. The words struck home. Had they romanticized pain? Reflection followed. Madeline journaled. Love demands sacrifice. We paid dearly, trust, family, peace. But for what? Authenticity. Athena echoed. We chose each other amid ruins. Is that strength or folly? Life normalized. Lily's first steps brought joy, their home a sanctuary. Madeline mentored queer entrepreneurs. Athena advocated for single moms. Yet, undercurrents persisted. Subtle discriminations at school events. Whispered doubts from friends. One evening over dinner, tension boiled. Do you regret us? Athena asked suddenly. Madeline paused, honesty compelling. Sometimes. The pain. But no. You're my truth. The admission healed, reminding them of growth. As years hinted at permanence, they considered marriage. But ethics nagged. Honor Sarah, or forge ahead. They opted for a quiet commitment ceremony, inviting only true allies. Vows exchanged amid tears. Through betrayal and redemption, I choose you. Lily, now toddling, symbolized renewal. But society evolved unevenly, laws advanced, prejudices lingered. Their story inspired some, infuriated others. In quiet reflection, Madeline pondered the cost. Lost family, scarred hearts. Worth it. Athena, watching Lily play, felt contentment laced with caution. We've awakened to our power, she thought. But at what moral price? The journey taught harsh lessons. Love defies boxes, but choices ripple. They thrived, a testament to resilience. Yet the end posed no neat bow. Instead, it lingered in ambiguity, challenging all who heard. Was it right for Madeline and Athena to build their love on the ashes of betrayal? Or should moral boundaries have kept them apart forever?